Okay, this lesson is going to be on Salt Spring. This is a really beautiful tune by John Reischman. It's just really fun to play, really lovely to listen to. It's just one of my favorites. It's just all around great tune. So let's get started. This is in the key of A. And I'm going to go through the chords that you'll need, this chord structure, and the kind of basic melody slowly. And then I'll talk about some ornaments that you could add, and some double stops or drones, and just some improv ideas. So I'm going to go through the chords really quickly. You're going to need, for the A section, you're going to need 4 bars of A. Dun, 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 dun. Then 3 bars of B minor. Dun, 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 dun. You're going to land on a F sharp minor for 1 bar. Then 3 bars of B minor again. Dun, 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 dun. Then you're going to land on a D this time. Dun. And then it's 3 bars of D there, and then 2 bars of A to end it. That's the A section. You would repeat that. And then the B section is just D, A, D, A, D, A, E. And that would repeat as well. So now I'm going to go through kind of the melody slowly. So that's the A part. So even though we're landing on an F sharp in the melody both times after the B minor, it's different. So the first time you're walking down to it, and the second time when you land on a D, you go up to it. So it's just a slight difference since the harmony is different there. Now here's the melody of the B section. And you would repeat that as well. So now I'm going to talk about some ornaments that you can add. So a really nice one that you can add in this is called a cut. This is kind of a grace note where you are just tapping your finger really quickly while holding the other finger down. So instead of, you go. So just tapping your third finger. You could also do it here. So there you're holding your second finger down and tapping with your third. So there's a lot of places you could add that kind of ornament, and it sounds really nice in this. There's also a lot of hammer-ons, so this was actually written on mandolin, so it works really well to do, let's see, they're in like the B part. So instead of just going, I'm gonna, and then there over the E chord, hammering on with your second and third. So there's a lot of different places you can add those as well. Another thing you can do is add an open string pretty much throughout. Like at the beginning, you can be touching E and A. And also in the B section, you can add open A. It sounds really nice. That open A works well. Over the A section, so after, for the B minor chord, you can be touching both E and A with your first finger, and if you leave your first finger on the E string, it sounds pretty. And here you could also touch open D over the B minor. And then here you could touch open A. So see all the different places you can add drones in this one, or some other double stops like that. For example, in the B part, you could also, you could be touching that A. There you could also do thirds. A little harder to get in tune, but it sounds nice when you do. So those are some options. I also like to sometimes go up the octave for that part, like, and then you could play like those sixths, and then landing on a fifth there, and then back into the A section. So those are just some options. Now I'm going to talk about some more licks. Well, I guess one of them is another double stop, like when you're doing this, you could actually be touching both strings, like playing fifths the whole time. It's a fun one. That's a nice one. But yeah, so some other licks that I like to do, for example, over the B minor, maybe practice noodling with this scale. So what I did was kind of this slur two separate bowing, and a little pattern going up. Something like that. That was landing on the D chord, so the second time through, but if you were going to land on the, it would be a little different. But yeah, just practice using that scale and noodling, and maybe tapping your foot, because you know you have to noodle for 3 measures or 6 taps. So like, like that. That way you don't get lost in your noodling. And I find that bowing pattern does help. Another scale you could use is like the pentatonic. You could try that one. You can even make it a little bluesier and add that F natural. So that's just something to play around with. Another thing I like to do over the B minor part is kind of a shuffle pattern, so your bass, get this chord, have your 1 on both E and A, and practice this. And that takes up 2 measures. That's just that shuffle pattern. You're doing twice on the bottom string, once on the top string, until the very last 2 notes. Remember to kind of accent the top note, because that top note is going to be our melody. So I like to do a little walk up. And then to get out of it, you could do something like, so I'm doing a walk down, but keeping my finger on the first finger on the A string. And then just making sure you land on that F sharp or that D if you're doing it the second time. So those are some options for improv. Mess around with those. See, what am I forgetting? I know, oh yeah, there is something I like to do over the very beginning. So you could either do it here, or it could be up here. That way you could add the open E. It's just kind of a fun slide down and up thing. So this chord, and then slide down on the 1 and 2, and then up on the 2. You could do it in first too, and then shift during the open string. Just kind of a fun thing, and then back to that. Another thing I sometimes will do there is like what kind of shuffle rhythm, and then something like that. Just adding that C natural makes it sound a little more bluesy. And then back to that. There's a lot of other stuff you could do over the B section as well, but it's just so pretty. I usually just revert back to playing the melody because I like it so much. But like I was saying, if you do the upper octave, you could also do some kind of shuffle thing. Or some kind of pattern like that. I don't know, just kind of mess around with arpeggios maybe there, like, so D, and then E, and then A. Something along those lines. Another really fun thing that you could do over that part that I saw someone else doing in a video, I think Brad Phillips has a really cool version of this you should check out. It's this triplet-y thing. So this is over the B part, and it's just, so those notes over and over. And then, so in context, it would be like, something like that. So that's a fun, another useful, actually, like the thing I did at the end. So you're doing the same triplet on the bottom, every note, but then you're doing a walk up on the top. So that's a lick that you should practice because you can use that in a lot of different places as well. So yeah, if you have any questions about anything I went over, or requests for tunes, or something you'd like me to make a video about, let me know in the comments.